Hi everybody, it's Laura, and I'm going to do the other question that I got from a reader about Bright. I'm not too good with names these days, so I apologize. I don't remember the reader's name, and I'm sorry about my speech today. I have very dry mouth from my medication, and my voice is kind of like weak today. So the question I got from the reader is about Walter's fingers. This is from Bright, my second book. The reader commented that I mentioned Walter's fingers several times, and she wasn't quite sure why his fingers had anything to do with his heart disease. He's blind and he has heart disease. But what about this finger thing? What is it? She was saying. It is called clubbing. There's another name for it that I've heard several times, cyanosis. Basically, the fingers, the angle between the nail bed and the nail itself, it's supposed to be, the nail itself seems to grow downward instead of outward. Pictures will describe it so much better than I can. I cannot describe it. And I have a theory about what causes it, but there is no proven theory. Research has never been able to figure out why it happens, but it does happen in patients who have heart, liver, and lung issues. And I myself have heart failure. I have a little bit of clubbing on some of my fingers, but nothing really extreme. And it's not life-threatening. It's just a sign that you're sick. It's not the disease itself. Walter is very self-conscious of these fingertips of his because they look bizarre. They look like alien hands. They look weird. They look scary even. There are two actors that I know of who have this condition. Mickey Rourke has it, but I have not seen many of his latest movies. I know he was a heavy smoker. Perhaps he still is. And the biggest star I know of that has this condition is Jeremy Renner. I don't want to butcher his last name because of my cotton mouth. But Jeremy Renner, who has been in, the Avengers as Hawkeye and other great movies, Hurt Locker. He's a great actor. He's magnificent. He's wonderful, and he's good looking too. But he has a severe case of finger clubbing. Everybody sees it. Everybody knows about it. I'm not divulging anything new here. But if you look at his fingers, you see very strange shapes in his nails and in the fingertips. It's just very odd. And some people, I've met patients who hate their fingers so much because of that condition. They hate themselves. They have these horrible problems, emotional problems with them. So I wrote about Walter having them as another way for Monty to understand that Walter is not, fun and fancy free. Let's, throw all this aside and run away and do whatever we want and screw like bunnies. And Walter's not that way, and he never will be. Walter is the person he is because of the life he's had. He's had a very hard time. And those fingertips are just another sign to Monty that this is a special person that you're dealing with here. You either need to, cook it or get out of the kitchen, because this is the way it is. It's not going to be easy. Monty has had a very hard life himself, and it's in the book. He's had a very unhappy life, and his parents are really, really at fault for a lot of it. But he has to understand that Walter is not somebody who can just get up and run around and do this and do that. And he's not somebody who can experiment and jump into unknown situations and, stuff like that. So I'm rambling terribly. I'll probably be editing this really, really, really well here. Monty also teaches Walter that he loves every part of him. Because Monty never has a problem. When Walter first notices that Monty is staring at his fingers, he tries to hide them. He balls them up into fists and gets very, very emotional about it. And Monty just tells him, you know what? They're not ugly. They're strange, but they're not ugly. And it's a very sweet moment. He says, "You're an alien. You're different," and he is. Walter's different. He's had a different life. He's got a very, very special existence, and so does Monty. And these things will come together, even though they seem so mismatched and so impossible. But Monty actually teaches Walter that his fingers are not any reason to dislike him. They're not any reason not to love him. Anyway, Monty teaches Walter to love himself, slowly but surely, to love every part of himself. So I think that's the end of the question about clubbing, fingernail clubbing. Look it up on Google. You'll see some very, very interesting pictures of people's hands and fingers.